Hello guys, a warm welcome to all of you. In today's video, we are going to talk about a particular sectorial analysis and the leaders and laggards of that particular sector. So from today, we are going to start talking about various sectors. Today, the first sector that we are taking into consideration is power and gas. Okay, so formally, this sector is known as Nifty oil and gas sector. Majorly, the stocks which comprises are oil companies, gas companies, and also power companies. So we have to take all these things into consideration. Now, when we are looking at the overall trend, and as we saw in last video, where Nifty is consistently making lower highs and lower lows, so the downtrend is kind of established and we are moving in a structured way. So while these things are happening, the very reason why I picked up the oil and gas as a sector is because the leader of Nifty by highest percentage or the highest capital size is of course Reliance Industries, and Reliance Industries is a major player in this particular sector as well. This is the reason I have selected this particular sector, and from tomorrow onwards we'll start talking about banking sector and all the corresponding things. Now when we look at Nifty chart and oil and gas as a sector, so the striking difference that you can identify here is that in the month of October, where Nifty formed a top, at the same time even the oil and gas sector also formed a top. But after that, when we saw a rally in case of Nifty, the gas and oil sector outperformed Nifty at that point in time. Now this is a simple trick per se. When you are looking at the weekly chart, you can clearly see that this oil and gas formed a new higher high. That means this sector has in total outperformed the Nifty as an index, right? And this is important. And why this is important, as we start talking about certain examples, it will become clear to you. Now, while the Nifty is still in corrective phase, this sector has already went on to make a new all-time high. So let's say whenever you are looking for an investment opportunity, you should need a stock or a sector which is in a way outperforming the major index, that is Nifty in this particular case. So here we are looking at oil and gas as a sector which is outperforming Nifty, and just by looking at this particular understanding, what I have done is I have kept a Nifty chart and a oil and gas index chart. In the second window, I have kept individual stocks of this particular index and along with the sectorial index of oil and gas. So we have to see this. And similarly, if you see Reliance Industries right now is at a 52-week high level, just like this index as well, which is outperforming Nifty by a huge margin. So Reliance Industries is the top constituents of this particular index. You can go to NSE website, or there is a specific website called as niftyindices.com, and on this particular website you will get sectorial indices. So if you scroll through the sectorial indices, you will get to see the weightage of individual stocks which are part of the oil and gas index. So Reliance stands at 33%, right? And then Adani Transmission stands at 10.7%. Now these two stocks, we are just going to look at these stocks. Then you see Hindustan Petroleum is at 4%, or IGL at 2.98%, Oil India is at 1.98%. But then most of the PSU sector companies, if you see, they do not have a huge holding into this particular index, barring the exception of ONGC, right? So ONGC is at 14.36%. Now, weightage is not the only criteria by which you are going to measure or understand the stocks. See, Reliance is at 33%, and also when you look at the chart, it is an uptrending chart. If I go to monthly chart, this is a monthly chart of Reliance Industries, and Reliance is right now at a almost all-time high, 52-week high, and as well as all-time high level. So this is a outperformer stock. And whenever you are looking for an investment, you need to identify a stock which is outperforming the sectorial index as well as it is outperforming the main market index, which is Nifty in India's case. So that is one stock. Now the second stock which we saw is ONGC, which has got a 14% weightage. So let's check ONGC. Now Nifty oil and gas is in an uptrend, whereas ONGC is kind of a corrective phase, in a downtrending phase. So this is not a very great scenario. ONGC is correcting. ONGC created a top in 2014, and since then it is under correction and not really outperforming. Now why I am looking at these kind of scenarios? Let's say you are looking for investments. So in those investments arena as well, what you have to actually check, the most important or the most crucial thing that you need to check is that whether the stock is above its 2020 high. That is the first and foremost thing that you need to check, which in this particular case, the 2020 high was somewhere here, November 2019, and then January high is here. Then is the stock above that level? So yes, the stock is above that level right now. But if you go by the rest of the industry outperformers, then you will see that most of the stocks, they have performed 2x or 3x of their price where they were at the 2020 level. So the stock has to be outperformer, which in this case the trend is downtrending, and this doesn't look like a like an outperforming stock. So that is another additional point that we have to take into consideration. So not only weightage of that particular stock, but also the chart, the trend of the stock is very important. It has to be bullish or it has to be uptrending. Now another example is Adani Transmission, which stands around 10.7, right? So let's check that particular chart. So Adani Transmission, in this case, so the high of 2020 is somewhere here at 344, and from there it has grown amazingly. It has made a high of 3000. So 52-week high also stands at 3000, and right now it is trading at 2700. So this another stock which is outperforming index. This is how you are going to analyze these stocks. But currently what I feel that in recent time, in coming week or in this particular month, we might get Reliance at a better level. So we are expecting, I'm expecting a correction in Reliance Industries, and it might drop down till probably 2400 to begin with, and that can be one conservative target for Reliance Industries. So right now Reliance Industries can be sell for a short period of time, and then at a later stage we'll decide. But then current high of 2856 is a very crucial level for Reliance Industries. Do not go ahead and buy at these levels. That is one thing that is for sure, which I'm going to suggest you. Wait for this probably a month or a couple of months to pass away, and then we'll probably find these stocks at a better valuation, at a better price, and those levels probably will be better levels to buy, or we'll consider at the end of the month of June whether to go ahead with buying or we still have to wait for some more time. But sectoral analysis point of view, whenever we are getting a particular stock at a desirable price, at a desirable level, and all the indices are kind of giving us buying opportunities, that itself will be a fantastic opportunity to buy. At that point in time, you should be ready with your homework about these sectors which are outperforming index, and also the stocks which belong to those sectors which are outperforming Nifty, and the specific stocks which are outperforming their individual sector. So leader of all these sectors will be part of our list. In today's discussion, we have identified two leaders. One is Reliance Industries and another is Adani Transmission. Right? I hope you like the video, and do let me know if you want me to talk about a specific sector or a specific stock, and I'm sure I'll try to cover them in the upcoming videos. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Wish you a great time ahead.